Hello friend, welcome back once again to Grigsby's War in the East, playing as the Germans against Co-Chopper. Here with the third turn. Let's go and take a look, and can already see a bunch of plane action again. Let's go to losses here, air losses. Seems like my opponent is once again smacking this reserve fleet into mine. Very aggressive thing to do, I guess. I suspect my opponent's using AI air, but seeing stuff like this, not necessarily. I mean, I am interdicting. Sometimes, but the Romanians are not doing the best of jobs necessarily. And then of course at some point my opponent has free play here with whatever remaining planes he has. Right, so it's hard to see whether anything else happened. I mean, personally, I think whatever he's trying to do, it's unsustainable. All this interdiction. Because if we take a look at production, for example, like we are making in total, say, 100 planes a turn, which is a lot. I really cannot imagine. Yeah, I mean, we are. In 2 turns, I already got 67 BF-109s. Only. And then that's 48. Technically, this is 50. Let's actually put on the production filter. Show types. Alright, so in terms of fighter bombers, I'm currently making 48 a turn. I'm making some BF-110s, 6, and a 42 BF-109 F2s. Making a few night fighters. I'm still short on those. And then in terms of level bombers, I'm making also 50 a turn. I'm still 83 short. Well, besides that, it seems like there's only air combat here. My opponent tried to attack here and ran straight into the 20-second air landing. That didn't work out. As it was even only scouted, so my opponent was lucky in that regard. Now, yeah, there was no other type of fighting over here. There's a lot of interdiction. And I do have some flak, but the flak is not helping a whole lot against the planes. Doesn't seem like my opponent likely attacked in these places. There's not even anything else going on there. And there is no AA. I would think I have AA on this unit. I mean, he lost one plane there. Maybe I should be putting more AA on my forward armored units, especially a heavy AA. I'm really not sure how much planes my opponent is producing a turn. I would think this is unsustainable, but he has a 5.2 thousand again. I'm not sure what it was last time. I really have to take a look. I mean, he's also losing a lot of pilots, so I guess that helps. He lost 136 fighters, 264 fighter bombers, 58 tactical bombers, and 100 or over 1,000 level bombers again. Total losses 1,555 planes. SB2s, that's a lot of them. Well, I mean, I actually think this is kind of helping me. If we look at Ravno, still repairing the rail yard. Might not go as fast as I might want to, but like I don't think this is helping at all, really. If the interdiction levels don't go to 1, like here they're at 0.7 in a sense, then I don't think it does anything. And here it's just getting smacked. Where do I have the... they're probably operating from Vilnius there. My opponent didn't do anything there. They kept bombing at Daugavpilsk and at Riga. So I want to see if my... Yeah, they only got there once, 26. And here... 3 times for the times they bombed. I can also imagine that not really a whole lot of bombing is happening if I take out most of my opponent's level bombers here, but fair enough. Seems like he was bombing here too. And my air units did get out one time. That's good. He cut me off there though. I mean, that's not really that much of a surprise. Okay, and that's how things look. So this pocket held, this held, this held, this held, and apparently he had a unit in here, which held too. Okay, fair enough. Let's go to the theater boxes. So this is 112, slightly too little air, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But the inclusion of artillery here did really help to beef this up, and I can take out a lot now. You can see I could technically even bring a lot more artillery over to Western Europe for a good 10. This is quite a lot. The 7 pioneers are also contributing 2.62, but I'm not gonna put 10 more engineers in there. The thing is, I would be able to take out a lot of other stuff. Anyway, let's actually start with Norway. So for Norway, in terms of air day, let's open all of them up. So naval is good enough in a certain sense now. So I don't need to worry about it. I have slightly too many patrols, but here for ground I need for naval. So in terms of bombers, that's actually going fine because I'm using it for ground as well. The things I don't have are artillery, engineer, and night fighters, but I can't send night fighters. And I don't have any extra. Recon, transport, patrol, yeah. So these should be trained as fighters. And fighters. The weird thing is they'll say group will return in 8 turns, but then they don't seem to be gone. So I'm not quite sure what happens there, but I definitely don't want them as bombers. I should check out the other BF-110s and put them in the reserve, train them. I think that makes the most sense. I'm already getting distracted here. I do seem to be having slightly too many fighters and or flak. Although this is weird though. I'm having flak high 1.5 and I only have 1.25. Either way, I'm 5 over the limit. I'm a bit afraid if I take something like that, that'll be no good. I could technically take a static division. That might help. I'm gonna need 60 in the garrison. And seems like each individual construction unit is weird like that. Well, basically, I do think then I can send one of these static units over to the Soviet Union garrison. It activates from turn 7. Yeah, that gives me a 1-1. Perfect. Yeah, so that activates turn 7, I believe, but that means that they'll be right on time, which is excellent, and I do need 60 there. It doesn't show it now, but I checked it out before, so if I can get 60 there, it's fine. I also rather have construction units there than actual units. Even if it's static units, I can still send them to... I can still exchange them for other things. Finland has not enough ground yet. Has a good amount of artillery, none of engineer. So they need more stuff. For bomber, they can get a lot more actually. At least 7. Thought I sent a lot of bombers there. Did send all of these, but it's not enough. I can give them a double portion actually, so if you hear sounds, it appears that I have a bird's nest right next to my window. It's a bit weird. Okay, they don't have enough naval. Apparently I need quite a bit, so let's at least send recon, because apparently recon works as patrol. And that means that I wonder if there's a certain type that works and or not, but let's send these to Italy. Italy. That's like 14. In terms of recon, I think let's send another one just to be sure. Let's see. 10. This is 10-2. Okay. It only takes one turn, so I can always send them away later. Alright, that's the naval for Italy. They still have quite a lot of air day, but I probably cannot. No, I can actually move them. That means that technically I have too many fighters, and I could send some over to North Africa. For a total of 3. Am I not already sending some to North Africa? Some arrived, but these are probably only naval. Next turn, I'm sending a bunch of fighters from Western Europe. Yeah, okay, so let's wait on that, because this is a lot of fighters. So that's coming next turn. I do have an abundance of naval now over there. Can't stick it out for now, but I certainly will next turn. So we're good on that. And then for ground units, turn 4, turn 5, a bunch will arrive. And some of it will arrive turn 6 too. Italy. Thus, let's look at air in other places. The thing is, I could send some of those air units over to Western Europe. Some of those fighters. And maybe I should. I'm at 2020 now. And based on this, I would need slightly more. Let's choose a smaller one if there is. 24, 24, 31, 32, 29. Alright, let's send these and check out how bad it is. 108, that's fine. I'd rather go for the limit a little bit in Western Europe too. So that will be looking good, and it actually makes sense to send some Italian fighters there too, because then they can help out in France. I would almost say that I'm gonna send another one, but I do want to keep Italy high too. Italy, based on ground, I don't have that much to send to the map. I don't think sending some of the units that we have here there is going to be useful, but I can send some Italian units to the Balkans. Now I'm going to have to assume that what I'm going to get in North Africa is going to be enough to satisfy these needs. They got quite a bit of artillery, which is way too much for their ground base, but we'll see how that works out. I don't have enough engineers, so I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm gonna get some of that stuff too, but first I'll be interested to see how things fill up once I'm done with this. Since I still have German units to take out of the Balkans, like the 164th Infantry and I think most notably 5th and 6th Mountain. And also Italian Alpine divisions, though. I'm gonna send the surplus of what I have here in Italy, which is a good 12, over here, so I can take out 12 in the Balkans on the next few turns as well. And I don't really care for motorized Italian units. I don't think it's that interesting. It does have quite high transfer delay. 118. 114. 111. 17. I might 14. Let's send. I can strangely enough send this coastal division. Fine. 103. Let's just keep it at that. Doesn't need to be perfect, and I'd like to keep at least a little bit of surplus. So that's going to be sent to Balkans, and then in the Balkans, basically, I will be able to take some Alpine divisions over to the map or German units. I can already take out 15 worth. So let's at the very least send 164th Infantry Division to the map. Puts me at 108, so I can take out 9. And I think taking out 5th Mountain is already going to be a bit tricky. But let's see. 103. Perfect. All right, let's leave it at that. And in terms of air day, I can't really take anything out. Maybe like a flak. But I'd like to kind of keep that for ground too, even though these values are really low. Like, I might be able to send all of this as low flak. Now I have some motorized mixed here, some 88s. It's going to reduce my ground a little bit too. Let's just keep them in there. Balkans, Italy, Africa is taken care of. Now only Western Europe and Finland. So in Finland, let's see if I send something there. The core doesn't matter. Turn 5. Just getting a few reinforcements. And turn 6, I'm also getting some reinforcements. These reinforcements might be enough to push them. Oh no, they're not gonna get them to 200, I think. Like, that is not enough. Certainly. So let's just say that I need to send them an additional 8 or 9. At the very least. So let's send them some infantry, I guess. Let's start with the Denmark SS. Let's see, we're at 463. And I want to get that to, say, 455 to 53. $455. There we are. That's it. Setting that 1 infantry. I can always stick it out if it proves to be too much. So there we go. Alright, let's start sending let's actually, like, the silly part is that the light Africa motorized division is better used on the map because it's a motorized unit, and not even the worst one at that. That puts me at 448. Let's send 2nd Panzer to the map. And let's send 5th Panzer to the map. Still have a surplus of 14. Which is good for 1 infantry. Let's send the 260th. It got sent there quite late. It's interesting that they don't have a wiki on some of the unit that stayed on the Western Front, interestingly enough. I'm not really sure why they don't have it. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one I send. I can send 227th. 101. Now, this is looking great. Apparently I still have, say... Okay, it's 14.23. Let's... Or 18.98. Let's see how many construction units I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Each one is kind of generating 2, which suggests that I can send 1 or 2 construction units away. Let's see if they are needed somewhere else. Not here. Not here. Not here. Technically for 0.13. Sure, let's send 1 to Africa. Not here. And 5% is 4. Could send 1 to Balkans too. It's a marginal, but I guess anything's better than just having them being wasted. 17, yeah. So I can take one extra. Doesn't cost me anything. No. Okay, perfect. Next up is... Technically I have too much flak, but then for air day I kind of need it. Alright, I did say in Norway I also have a surplus of construction unit. Supposedly I have double of what I need. So I can technically send 1 coastal or 1 construction unit away. 0.15, 0.10, 0.16. I'm gonna send it over to the Soviet Union Garrison, which seems a bit silly, but in the Garrison, technically, like I said, I will need 60. Well, that will put me at 3. So I can get 1 more in the Garrison for a marginal difference of 0.3. Yeah, that's not gonna be useful. I guess I'm gonna send it just to the map then. So that my units can dig in faster, I guess. That's the map, and that shouldn't hurt. No, not at all. Interestingly, they claim that these two are enough. Kind of weird the way that works. Well, I'm not complaining. Finland, do you have too many construction units? Kinda do. Can I take out one? I think so. Yeah, that's fine. Africa. Nope. You're 375 out of 182. But it is what it is. And then here I was already sending one, so that should be fine too. Alright, so that takes care of all of this. I still can get a bit more patrol in here for another 6. So I should be sending some recon back to the Western Theater. Patrol is currently at 5%. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I should send like 5, another 5. Actually 7. Let's send all of these recons back to Western Europe. It's pretty silly, but apparently they were needed there. And that might actually allow me to take another infantry on the next turn. So yeah, it takes a long time to take care of everything here. But I do also think that management of this kind of stuff will become a lot easier over the next few turns once, you know, less has to be moved. So basically from turn 7 or so, not a whole lot is just going to be done. So we should be fine at that point. Indeed. Next turn, we're gonna get that. Alright. Sure. I do have quite a few transport units to get to the map as well. Now that we're done with all the theater boxes, which are actually doing a lot better than you would think, let's go over the info screens here. We have eastward evacuations. As the Germans and their allies advance, retreating Soviet officials ship 6 million cattle from the Ukraine east to Russia. 550 large factories, thousands of small factories, and 300,000 tractors. The USSR evacuates 3.5 million skilled workers from the Ukraine to the Russian Republic. Let's go over the metrics now before it's too late. Victory points, initiative, Axis high watermark, some victory points. Total men, total guns, total AFVs, total aircraft. Bit stagnant for me, but if my opponent keeps losing 1,000 a turn, it is going down. So, and indeed he has less than before. So, map men, map guns, map AFVs, also falling down the cliff, and map aircraft. Yeah, that's about 1,000 less, but I also lost over 250 planes in total. Manpower loss for my opponent, a lot last turn. 606,000, it's insane. Gun losses, AFV losses, total aircraft losses, Air combat, well. Armament pool, manpower pool. My opponent still has 503,000 men in the manpower pool, which does mean that his actual amount of force is 2.6 million. Okay, air turn. I've been babbling enough. First of all, I have these guys here. The rail is it already a Daugavpilsk? Not really. Well, let's actually take a look, because this is just bombers. STG-1 has these. I want to train those as fighters. Yeah. So they're out for now, but I'll send them back. Maybe I should change them to Junkers. Huh? Why do they even train them as fighters? Because it's a bomber unit. That makes no sense indeed. I have 87 of those, huh? Okay, I wouldn't be able to switch it, huh? Okay, let's compare them. This is clearly a worse fighter. I'm not even using it at the moment. Range here is 5,000 for both. Less accuracy, less rate of fire, more anti-air though. So it has more defense. There's also more ammo. So the thing is I could technically switch some of them up to the older models. And then you would take losses in that, but I don't think that's really worth it necessarily right now. Okay, so talk about airplanes. It's a real shame they're not doing this here, because I don't have enough of them. Alright, silly me. I wanted to send these guys up, but I had them trying to repair these hexes, which they did do. Here, here, and here. So that's pretty nice. Those are hexes that I really wanted them to well, mostly these and these to repair, so that the rail could go through these. Again, back to the planes, jeez. If I could get my fighters up, which I currently cannot. Cannot get them closer to Pskov, and I cannot get them into Parnu. I could send some to Daugavpilsk. These, in the hopes of them being able to fly around this area, but it's not getting a lot of supply. Well, the rail is close enough. And I really want to keep up, actually. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give all of these a loadout. Do they still have drop tanks? Oh, it's expired, so I can't have that anymore. Certainly resupplying that airbase too. Alright, well, I hope they'll be able to operate from there, and then at least there was like this thing where you can see the zone of control. Let's see. No, this is not. This indeed just only the air operational groups. This the flak. There's a way to show the range. No, that's not. I already thought there. I'm 100% sure there is a way to show the range of your aircraft. Well, I would have to search it up in the manual for the next one, I guess. Anyway, that means I'm gonna put Jägerschwader 53 over in Vilnius then. Yes. I still have Jägerschwader 51, but I could technically only get them to Brest. That's the closest they can do currently. And I also think sending stuff to Minsk is not necessarily useful. I'll create a depot here because I'll need to anyway. But I can't really send any of the other planes there. None of the other air bases. Yeah, I need those for fighters too, so it's not as if I can. Well, let's send these over here. I can actually build another depot at Jekabpilsk, because once I fix this up, I can easily just repair this one too and get this rail going. Another thing that might be useful is getting these 3 hexes, so I can get stuff from Riga railed over here. I think that will be very useful. So let's build a depot at Jekabpilsk, and I actually think then I want to send the transport groups there. They won't be able to run immediately. And I can actually send another air group in there. With let's see. The weird thing is like these are the headquarters of some other transport units, and I don't know. Where they're supposed to go for now. Let's just send these. Yeah, So that's a few extra from the north. Put them under transport group north here. Pilsk 84, so that's good. And that means I can get you flying. No, it's too much. Okay. How about you? Also way too much. Maybe also small airbase. Also don't think necessarily flying recon there is going to be most useful. Let's leave them there for the moment, and once I can push Jägerschrader 54 up, I guess at that point then they can fly further. Now as for transport Mita, let's give them these as well. And let's do multiple air bases, otherwise it's going to be trouble. They're already going to be overburdened. Yeah. Now I need to go and find them. Here it is, one part. I can't put them on a transport meet anymore. Fair enough. The strange thing about it is that I can't transfer them if I can't put any other unit under it. Let's just get these. And send them over to Lika, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so LLG 1 is going to be part of... What are you part of? Air Fleet, second Air Fleet just in general. Alright, let's do that. Luftflotte 2. And then I'm gonna need to find the units to be put under LLG. I already put a few like those. Really? Yeah, that's weird. It doesn't show them here. What would they be under then? Luftflotte 1. There we have it. Okay. Where's the first part of LLG1? It's still there. It doesn't show up here. That's so weird. At least I cannot get them. Crazy. Okay, down here though, because I cannot really do anything else anymore here either. I'm outpacing my capabilities of putting the airplanes forward. Then in the south, what's the furthest I can go? I currently have the rail line at Koval or Ravno. I have two fighter groups here. I have Jägerschwader 3 and Jägerschwader 52. 52 is operating from here. With not enough planes. I also have 77, which is a lot more. And if I move them up, the thing is, this is probably closer than that. And that means I'm not actually going to transfer them. Rail unit is currently here. I would say Lvov is slightly closer, but so is Koval. Thinking whether it wouldn't be better just to send them into Tarnopol for the moment. Probably is. Because I guess that's like the closest I can do for the moment. Let's withdraw SKG 210 for retraining. Should have done that earlier. Okay. Then these are fine. That's a lot of reserve for recon, but I cannot send it further up at the moment, so coal south. And transports, I cannot send them into Lvov. Well, I guess I could. Yeah. Also, these guys need to move supplies further up to that way. So let's also bring these. And that's a total of 100 planes or so. Let's do multiple air bases. Yeah. Around the Lvov area. Should be getting enough supplies now there. I know they've taken a lot, but... And this is fine. Now, I do still have those other units. Those 5 transport planes. I don't have transports anywhere else, I think. And apparently I cannot send those Italian air units there. To the map. So I'm not quite sure what to do with these things. I mean, at least I can't send them now. That's a bit confusing. I still have these, which I also cannot send to the map for whatever reason. And these Sonderverband 2 and Sonderverband 3s. Let's go to the commander report screen. Air. Only transport. Yeah, they don't mean anything. I just have maximum 4 and can't really do anything with them. Because they're not... Yeah. Let's see what kind of air group I get, and then I want reinforcement. These will come back. Do I ever get Sonderverband 2? Not here. It's just turn 26. I just don't seem to be getting that stuff. So weird. Then why do they have them? All right, well, let's go to the air dock, or to the actual airface, because I've still not done that. Ground support is probably going to be fine again. Just Army Group North, I suppose. No, actually... Again, it's probably indeed... No, let's keep it at that. So for Air Fleet 2... let's see... Only Jägerschwader 51 is doing it, but that's incorrect. I need Jägerschwader 27 to do it. Here too, whenever they can. None of those bombers currently. It's too far. And in the south, I have Jägerschwader 3. Which is fine, but then I also need Jägerschwader 52 to do it whenever they can. And the Slovakian fighter squadron. And Jägerschwader 77 whenever they are in range. Alright, besides that, I'm currently only doing recon. So let's take a look where I want to do recon for Air Fleet 1. Let's change this to 3 and I actually want to do it very low this time. And the other one... It's going to be a bit more vague. I just want to get a general direction of where my opponent might have units. Less priority. Air Fleet 2. In terms of recon. Let's do these hexes. This is... I think maybe more useful. Come on. Something like this. So the other days and this one is the lowest priority. Let's actually move it. Ooh, come on, man. Very high, very high. Okay. It's good. In the south. It's really not looking to get recon there. Seems my opponent is now trying to retreat towards the Dniester or some kind of line there. Let's take a general look. As to what's going on. I actually want the Romanians to do ground support of Army Group Antonescu. Which is basically anything possible, so... Because they're close enough yet anyhow. I do think the Romanian units could use the fighting. Or could use the fighting support, that's what I mean. Alright, let's run it. Yeah, sure. I'm getting some losses here, indeed. Again, I want to take a look at how many recon planes I'm losing on average. I'm building on average each week because I want to kind of keep this close to whatever that is. I think last time, I think it was like 15. Something like that. Really? Come on. Yeah. Oh, that's the wrong one. I need production screen. Level bombers, recon. In total, I'm making 14, 20, 26 recon. Okay, that's fine then. Then I should be switching at least some Heinschel 126s. Since I'm running short. And I have 28 of these. Didn't reveal too much there. Some here. Also some here. Alright, let's start with this. This is all isolated, so I can start working my way with them. Let me turn the sound down. Completely missed what happened there. They surrendered. Actually had some planes even flying. These guys don't run no support. I guess then I'm better off attacking with German units. First. No support here. Kind of weird. But oh well. Oh, it seems like they're overburdened all of a sudden. Not sure why. I'll have to take a look at the end of the turn. And should be good enough indeed. Year 2s? Never heard of these planes. Alright. That clears out the few units that are in there. Now join them together, and I'll probably have this unit rest maybe even another turn. We'll see. Preferably not using too many German units for the roundup of these units, but my opponent does seem to be intent on moving around, so okay. I do want to use the Slovakian units, because the Slovakian units will withdraw turn 7, or disband by that point. So I'd rather have them there. If I go in here, I'll at least take the hex. Access around it. And then for these guys, I'm gonna do something similar, just moving in through here. Basically starting to round them up in this area. Border guard unit, Let's see if he kept the unit in Stanislav. He did. It's the very weakest. I can take it out here. It's the anti-tank unit. I cannot imagine there to be a... Ah, it indeed is just only retreat, wow. Okay. I mean, I need to move a unit in there then. I'll certainly attack again. How does it get another 3,000 again out of nowhere? Like it lost 2,000, over 2,000 men, but they're back. Did they not figure out how many men are in there? No clue what's going on there. Weird. Either way. Let's clear out the Hungarian units. Well, I will probably get the Slovakian mobile brigade. I'll keep it. Yeah, indeed. Yes, I'm not using those to fan out in these areas. I will use Romanians. I actually think that was too low. I'll need a heavier attack. Yeah. Do I... Oh, I've... Why did I get ground support off? That's dumb. Here we go. Well, I think even here it's indeed a bit tricky, but let's do it like that. Wow. Even with air support they didn't make it, huh? To 32, jeez. Malinowski, huh? That explains a lot. 48th Rifle Corps, Let's use these then. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Okay. I'm having a real tough time here with these Romanians. All right, let's go. Even on a heavy attack here. You cannot take any of those hexes, huh? Have to do it with the cavalry. Fine. Nope, they're failing literally every roll. Thank you. Jeez. Basically, this unit will now be unusable for the, next 5 to 6 turns for so abysmally failing those rolls there. How are these armies? They're not even overburdened. Let's follow the road here. And here too. That should help a little bit with movement into those areas. And then I do need to take to ultimately take all those objectives anyhow, or the areas. Let's just run you through. And these guys will need to reorganize quite a bit soon enough. Nope. Down to 4. I have to say that in all of my games, I have never, ever in my life seen these guys perform so poorly. And yeah, you can say, oh yeah, you're attacking across the river, and that means that 100% it has to fail the rolls. But, I mean, that's not the case. That doesn't automatically mean that your roll will be that bad. Wow. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make that attack. I'm gonna use 2 of these. And then indeed, only now do they, I would almost say even barely made the attack, which looks ridiculous, but just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, let's get going. I guess it uses more administrative movement. Well, if anything, then my opponent seems to be looking to organize himself along the Dniester. Though I did take this hex, but not these. So then that would mean I can technically cross. At least by the looks of it. Right, well, you should be able to make these attacks. And yeah, it's not necessarily the greatest of ideas. There, let's move you all the way up in here. And then you can still do an attack. What? No. It's the wrong button, you idiot. How can I keep getting 3,000 men? I'm just so confused at this thing. I guess it didn't lose that much here. But, yeah, sweet. You're also part of that core. Those things also tend to have a lot of movement. I am 7 away. Yeah, that's fair then. No chance of attacking the mechanized. But here there is. Let's move here. You in here. And make it surrender. Should really stick to German units. Okay. This mountain division can move up. And attack here. pushing them back like that, but I guess it's fine. Alright, they... can't really even go all that much further, so then the question is, do you want to move them into this area? Like, naturally, you need to fan things out. But these have no chance of a good attack, except potentially here, but I don't even think it's that likely they have something there, so I might just as well. Well, I'd rather just move them after these guys are gone then. I actually need a rather good attack probably on these. Not so much these though. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, poop. What is their CV? It's 1. So it should technically. Let's try to get a unit in there which will have 4 movements, but it doesn't. No, it doesn't seem like I will have any that has that. So I would need to get the mountain division in there. And then defeat them. Let's actually do a heavy attack here, because they did seem marginally powerful. All right. Should be able to defeat these tanks, I think, with a light attack as well, despite their river. Well, I actually don't think they'll be able to make either of those attacks at that point. In fact, I actually think I'll need a heavy attack on this unit in the rough hex. That was rather dangerous. 117, huh? Yeah, but they tend to have pretty bad rolls then. At least against Germans. At least they are gone. That makes the rest of these a lot easier. Now you can cross as well. One, two, three, four, five, I guess. I think you can do that, yeah. Okay. So let's keep moving, I guess, here. And here. I'm never going to be able to attack that without a heavy attack. And then I could probably do a soft attack on those, but I'd rather not do that with tanks, but with motorized. Let's do that. At least happy that with most of these endeavors, my opponent is losing more and more planes, so it's not that bad. Yeah, these guys are in a bit of a difficult spot like that. I am not sure. Okay, I think actually it costs 7 though. Hmm. 24th motorized. I think the cavalry will be fine here. Yeah, probably. Nice. And interesting that that's actually easier for them. But this way I can get the core back together, I guess. To a certain degree. That's pretty good. Yeah. Losses on the ground so far for the Soviets. Alright. The difference between Guderian and Erich Brandenberger. You think that Guderian is von Schreppenberg. was an 8-7. These guys are 7-7. So you kind of want to give the infantry to them. But 40. Well, let's see after movement. Try to follow the roads here for more efficiency. Yep. And I'll keep taking 1 hex for 1 hex, so basically then I can see whether there are enemy units. I will need to move at least up to fast off, but well, let's move you first. Not so sure how useful it is for you to move. Might actually just wait. Okay. Seemingly, my opponent does not have any units there. And basically now I need to reach Performaisk, and then down here I need to get something else here, because that's basically what will again cut my opponent off from rail usage. If I, yeah. How is it better to move through here than... Okay. Nothing around, huh? Well, this cuts off the first rail. And I need to cut off this rail too. Or down here, or here. I'll have to see. My opponent is pulling back a lot, so... Right, I'm fairly certain there's nothing here, but I actually... Yeah, you cannot get there. It's the only unit that can take these 2 hexes. I'd rather actually beat these guys first. Yeah, indeed, they have nothing. Okay. Now... In order to not have to go in between anywhere else around here, I'll start with this. And let's go here. I can use the armor to move and rather just take a look. If I can encircle the HQs, I can dislocate them, but I have to see how that works out. Okay, so didn't take this hex. My opponent has a unit here, certainly. Did cut off this rail line. Meaning you would need to use the lower rail. I mean, I would rather take Tiraspol. You could do a soft attack. Here. Yeah, that's certainly not working. That's a bit further. Next turn they'll be in Kishinev. Can run up the plains. Still gotta think about what I'm gonna do with those guys. Those are doing fine. These guys aren't, so I would rather have them reorganize for the moment. Yeah, let's try to get them close to a depot then, at the very least. So they can fix that up. Move you in here. Well, I'm not gonna get there anyhow. I might just as well cross the river. And attack these. The next turn I can potentially do a heavy attack or something else, but maybe. Let's at least clear these here. Okay. It's a pretty poor retreat if you ask me, but no matter. Right, to be honest, I actually really want to deal with those tanks at the very least. I will actually attribute a motorized unit to it, which will most certainly need to recover afterwards, but I really want to get those tanks out of the way. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. God, I really overestimated the Romanians. Fuck me. I really did. Moving in there is not great. Let's go there. Let's see how far I can get that rail line going. Okay, it's not bad. Same here. I can technically get a depot at Kiev, which doesn't seem like it's that great, but it's mostly about getting 2 rail lines over in that direction. Okay, well, let's... I know they cannot get a whole lot further, so let's move you over here. And then into fast stuff. Hold them there. My opponent seems to have a unit in the area, at least here. So I guess that is a reasonable thing to try and take down with the mechanized. If I attack, I'll likely rout it, but then they can no longer move. I'd rather inflict the losses. get you to move further along. Now, again, taking the road ultimately means it's gonna mean I can move further. Let's get them out of there. Okay. I guess also my opponent must have a unit at Mironovka here, I guess. Because otherwise it wouldn't see to me either. Man, you need to do a lot of walking. Let's move these guys up. And I can probably make this. So good results, nice. Then that will also allow me to move to 267 motorized, which is also severely exhausted. At least they can technically get some combat prep points back. I have to say it's a little bit of a shame that I actually cannot get any unit into Zhytomyr at this point. I have to do a bit of gymnastics here in order to get all these hexes. But that's okay, so they can get to there. The thing is that I can't, and it fixes up quite slowly. Maybe it's because of the bombing. Did my opponent do bombing? No, they did not. Oh. Maybe I only selected it last turn, I don't know. But it's okay. I really need this hex too, by the way. I need to clear this area so I can keep working on that rail. I cannot let them delay it. And I do have 9th Panzer here to go down through this way. I will not use 9th, actually. Yeah, well, you cannot go there either. The how far can you go even? Yeah, it's pretty much the same. They all cannot go particularly far after that, and then you can question yourself whether it's even worth it. I actually don't necessarily think it is. for some of these. The fact that Viking has 51. I'm probably better off just keeping them at Venetza and just leaving them there for now. At least they will regain their combat prep points like that. And like, I guess I would need some units for flanking here, but I'm not gonna get to this railroad this turn, so there's not necessarily a need to try. And also for the infantry, indeed, I'd rather just have them move through this kind of movement. Let's take those hexes though. Kind of sucks, but then that has been taken care of. Oh, you can go into Zhytomyr. Fine, fine. That's good. Yeah, let's do that. Some of these units certainly also do need to rest soon. '60th motorist. Did I just get that? When did I get that? That's new. Huh. Let's see here. I will be using some units to guard these flanks too. Because I don't want the my opponent to just suddenly get to that rail. And I don't even think I have to use that much, but I do have to use some units. Only 6? I can once again get more units under their control. Right, so they're always gonna move like that. Might as well just keep you here then. And to be completely honest, I don't really see a reason to move 10th Panzer then at this point anyway. It's just gonna drain their supplies for absolutely no reason. And the same applies for Das Reich. I already got the territory that I want, and I'm The only thing that I might get out of this is the encirclement of this unit. And to be completely honest, yeah, let's I guess let's do it. I guess there'll be zone of control locked. Can I put anything else in there? Yeah, you into Lysianka. Let's get 13th Panzer then. Huh. I guess they can then technically get them out, probably. They might be able to move a unit here, here, and then these guys are somewhere there. We'll see. It's not completely sure whether he'll be able to get them out, but we'll see indeed. The 47th. I'm sure I can get more units there, yeah. Take those off. But I will assign them flak actually. Quite heavy flak too, since my opponent seems to be quite interested in bombing my forward units. I'll assign some extra flak and try to help out a bit that way. So. One, two, three, four, yeah. 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Guess it's gonna have to be like that. Now, they have decent movements. Do I want to get closer to Kiev? The thing I'm going to do, I think, is just move in here. And then moving further along is not necessarily worthwhile. They still had bombers, wow. There are some security units that I kind of want to use to go through places like this to get all the hexes. That way I know they can't screw me over in a sense. Let's try to follow the roads for that though. And then, you know, I can always see whether it's going to be effective. It's a bit sucky because it's an entire division, but I think it's probably better that way for now. You guys don't have any combat prep points. I'll probably put it under something like a motorized corps here somewhere. Let's just get all of the units that are here under 3rd. That's nice and easy. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have nothing now? Wow, that's certainly not right. Where to put you, where to put you. Guess again I can put them on the edge of that kind of movement, and they'll regain some combat prep points, but they will lose those immediately again. It's just also about supplies, I guess. I can fly in supplies to Vinitsa maybe. Alright, well, 3rd motorized is fine. Werner Kempf. How is 1st Panzer doing? They can actually take a lot more now. I would think Army Group South is probably no longer overburdened. I hope. Yeah. Joining a lot of units together did certainly have its effect. You here, you here, you here. Really feel like this unit could already use quite a bit of regaining combat prep points. I'll probably put the weakest units under the 4th Panzer, because units under 4th Panzer will be more fast be able to regain combat prep points, so that's probably better to have units rest under that. Let's move you into Proskura for the moment and probably do the same. So let's take a look. I currently have a lot of core under. Okay, Wernerkampf can take 3 more. That's the 48th motorized. That means mostly units actually from 6th Army. Like these guys are doing a lot better. (31) 48th. Okay. And let's at least move you down so they'll be also connected. Meaning I can take 1 more unit, and that will have to be 60th motorized here. I guess 14th motorized is almost completely empty. Kind of weird the way that works. It's also not particularly good. So maybe it's sort of better just to have 1 unit under it, but I do need it to gain combat per points. So I guess by that point I'll move it. I guess doing things slow and easy does it. Now I want to get units to Odessa, and I'll use the 11th Army, so I kind of want to nudge them into that direction. I don't want to exhaust them too much. But I do need units to clear this area too, so. Especially given that they have that armor there. I'm not sure who died there. I would have to retake a look. It probably wasn't the most noteworthy of names, otherwise I would have seen it, I guess. And let's move you down to... Chance that these guys will escape from this are not 0, but nigh 0. Putting them here are, yeah. Putting them here, I think, does make it 0, because then they would have to flee up. It's just not gonna happen. One problem I have is here, these guys trying to go down, cutting off this rail. I guess you can go here, but you're wasting stuff. If I can nudge them up here, that will be fine too. Okay. $96, huh? Well, I'm not likely to put more units under that command. Problem with 2nd Panzer is indeed that they have trouble there. I actually feel like I can empty this core for the moment. Well, this is 9 in total, so if I put that 9 under Armor South, that will turn it into 107. And this will probably put it on a 109, and I cannot have that. If I were to put you guys under 6th Army, I can at this point. At 105. But that certainly helps. Okay. Right, let's just get this cavalry here. And 30th has nothing. I want to take a look at which unit is the most powerful here. 55536. $3.7. So I guess this guy is the best for an assault on Odessa. I'll take that off and I'll put you under the 11th. Interestingly, von Salmuth is the next best. So let's transfer everything. And now I have these empty. Well, that's okay. I don't necessarily need to use them. But I guess replacing this HQ could have some benefits. Or not. My opponent will likely retreat from that. Just fair enough. There's that. That's funny, no picture, huh? That's fine. I did get also 2 more infantry divisions. Apparently already used 95th, and where are you? It looks okay. Weird that it's supposedly already under score. Let's move it to Lvov. Yes, light division is under OKH. I can actually put it probably under 17th Army somewhere. Yeah, the 34th Corps should be fine. And that also keeps Army Group South not overburdened. One, two, three. You're good. You're good, and I actually think all of them are in range. But let's move you up to Tarnopol. The 17th Army to Lvov. And you to Przemysl East. Just to get my units a little bit closer. Now, I'll be... The problem about keeping them here is that they have an adjacent hex, which means they will not recover combat prep points then. Let's send both of them here, so they have no units around them and no enemy territory, which means that they will recover combat prep points, which they wouldn't do here. So I think my units are better here, even though they're, you know, moving one hex down. Now I have this core left over. I can actually put more units on the 11th Army if Army Group South would have allowed it, but I guess they don't. Okay. Let's continue with the Romanian Corps. Fifth Romanian is better, so again, I'd rather put more units under 5th Romanian. It is the best Romanian unit that we have. Okay. There are 24, so I don't really need to worry about the core and stuff. You're at 9 out of 9. At this point, they have nothing except this, which means I can use them primarily for depot enhancement. This you're overburdened, but then I can put you under the 4th, or actually under the Cavalry Romanian Corps, which is the best I have. Yeah, it's always 6. Because the Cavalry Romanian Corps is a 4-5. And then for all intents and purposes, I need you only for this one here Romanian Corps. Now let's move. You to a depot. Here, and you can work on the depot here. Alright, excellent. Now we'll take care of support units off screen because I know I still have to do that pretty much, but I'll be fine. Currently the 49th Man Corps or 4th Corps. Let's see which is better. 55636. This is a 45636. So technically what I have here, if I give all these units over to the 4th Corps, strictly speaking, that would be better. No, I can't, because they're at 7, that would be 11. But let's give these to the 4th Corps then, because 4th Corps is better. So it makes sense to switch. And I will get more units anyway later on, so basically by that stage I will be able to watch it. No, let's not do that. Let's just move them into Tarnopol. And basically I cannot put them on the Army Group South. But I'm pretty sure that this is going to be my... Yeah, let's at least cross them and then let them there. They'll gain a lot of movement points, so they can move quite a bit next turn, and then technically what I can do is I can leave them there to... But we'll see how that goes. I think for the moment it's probably better just to leave them for a bit. Right, that's Army Group South. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll continue with Army Group Center next. Take care, and bye-bye.